that comes One of the things that comes to my mind is as human beings we make a lot of errors, many mistakes in life, and many times we act in a hurry and then regret at leisure. So I'm just looking at the term regret. Regret yani afsos. We feel we could have done something else. What did I do? Why did I do? Why couldn't I have done something differently? There are a lot of situations, lot of things that comes to my mind when it comes to regret. Before I even go further regarding regret, some of the things that I have learned in the corporate journey of mine, I'm not sure how many of you know Mr. Gurcharan Das. He was the chairman and managing director of Procter and Gamble where I worked. So I'm lucky to be knowing him personally, and then we do meet even now. Whenever there is alumni meets that we constantly have at a frequency. Now, Gurcharan Das once addressed us. I was a union leader at one point of time, and then I moved into the management cadre of Procter and Gamble. So when I was newly inducted into management cadre, he addressed all of us who were the junior most in the management cadre. One of the things he said to me, or to the audience actually, that when in doubt, do it. You're able to get it. The concept is when in doubt, you will oscillate between whether to do or not. So he said that when in doubt, do it. I am backing you. If your decision goes wrong, it's okay. I am there to support you. So that is the kind of support he has given. Another one I learned from one Ashank. Ashank was the CEO and MD of Mastech, with whom also I worked. So Ashank Desai is. Ashank came with an acronym called JGDI. Just go do it. ज़्यादा बकबक मत करो करो. Just go do it. JGDI. And don't regret about it. गलत हुआ, but do it. So some of the episodes that come to my mind when I could have done it differently, or is what I want to share, and I would like to listen to some of you who may have something different or something that you came across in your life, which you could have averted, avoided, and not regret as to why. Let me give you an example from my side to set the ball rolling before I start asking people to share their views. I have at least 2 to 3 of them that I can tell you very quickly. Number one is when way back in 1979, when we were all living in a small building, it was like an extended family. If you were seeing this Tarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma kind of thing, it's a family-oriented building. All the people in the building are like a family. So whenever somebody falls ill, sick, or any support is required, all the houses were open for them to take support. Now there was one old lady who was around in her late 80s. She was hospitalized, and we normally used to do a lot of pranks with the old lady. But at the same time, she was a very nice person, and we used to play around and trouble her. As kids, we used to trouble her a lot. And when she was hospitalized, one evening we were thinking, all the boys were building, let's go and have a look at her in the hospital. Then something else happened, and then we decided, आज नहीं जाएंगे यार, कल जाएंगे. And then we kept on playing, and then next day she passed away. And there was a tinge of regret in our minds, we thought of it, but we did not do it. And she was no more. And then we couldn't see her when we could have just taken. And she was not very far off. The hospital was close by. All of us could have gone and visiting ours we knew, but we were dilly-dallying and we didn't go. That was a regret there. But in my life, I have learned that there is no point in regretting because it is over. So, jo ho chuka hai, you learn from it and then move on. That is the lesson that I learned. That was one. Another occasion, very similar. This was in 90s when I was living in Kandivali, And then I used to work in Santa Cruz, I'm sorry, Seebs, there is Andheri. And then I had come down to Sion for some work. And then after having my light snacks in the evening around 7:38 at Hanuman Coffee House, which is a very famous joint in Sion Circle, I was just wondering whether I should visit my Mausi and Mausa who were staying in Chembur, not very far from Sion. And again, it was a Friday evening, and I said, "Oh, if I go there, I have to spend at least a couple of hours, and by the time I go home, it will be 11ish. ठीक है, आज नहीं चलते हैं." And exactly, my Mausa's mother passed away that night. That is when I said, "Not anymore." I mean, now, अभी जो भी दिल में करता है, जो comes to my mind that I must see somebody, I don't delay. I just go. Be it within Bangalore, local, kahin across the location, if I am in a position to afford it, I go. So all the people, all the seniors and others, after that, I have never missed. I have met them before they have gone away or whatever it is. So this is one thing that I learned. And another biggest one, they say it a little differently. I think it was in 2011 when I had just come out of the corporate world in Bangalore, and my parents lived in my house in Bombay, and my dad was keeping ill. He was 92 at that time. I was there with him for about 15, 20 days to nurse him and take him to the hospital, or when he was in hospital, I stayed with him and getting his food and stuff like that, or whatever seva I could do. And my mom was giving me stuff. So Dad was a person who could, just he was a very helpful man, and he could never keep quiet. And the situation came that he needed help. So he felt on 29th April 2011, he told me, if I have to continue like this, I should pass away. This is exactly what he told me on 29th April 2011 morning. I told my dad, it's not in our hands. Jo hoga, whenever the time comes, we will all leave. He said, yes, but this is not the way I would prefer to continue with. Even if I have to sit, somebody has to help me. It is not good. So but at the same time, when the doctor came, checked, everything was within the limits. No sugar, no blood pressure, only weakness, age related. So the doctor said that unko khilao, acha meetha veetha khilao, he needs energy. So I said, okay, I'll get him motichur laddu and stuff like that. So I went, bought, gave him. Next day morning, he had his breakfast and then told me that don't give me some heavy. Let's tell Amma, just make something light, like upma or shira. So I said, okay, we'll make shira for you. So Amma made shira, and around 2 o'clock I went with the food for him. He had it, he loved it, and around 2:30, 2:40 he told me that now I will sleep. So I said, okay, you go ahead and sleep. I said, I'll go and meet my Provident Fund consultant, because I had come out of the corporate world, so I needed my PF money fast. So I said, you sleep and I'll come back. So now from Kandivali, I went to Borivali to meet the PF consultant. And because of the meeting, I had just switched. I had put my phone on silent, and I was talking to him. And in the meantime, 18 calls, missed calls were there in my phone. I accidentally saw, and then it was ringing, and I saw 18 missed calls. It was the hospital staff trying to reach me, and he had passed away. And I rushed back, and it is something like this. They say, a person doesn't go away when somebody close to him or her is around. So they wait for the person to go away from there so that they can peacefully leave. So that is the satisfaction I was drawing, saying that that time had come and then he had to leave. At 92, he had seen 4 generations and stuff like that. So there was no regret. But I did feel that I was there and I was not there. Whereas in my case of brother who passed away, who was just elder to me, he passed away, he fell right in front of me and I could do nothing about it. He just passed away. So what I'm saying is, what is there in our control is all that we can do. And what is beyond our control, we just can't. So we have to start accepting it. But as much as possible during our lives, we should not postpone things. If there is a plan, if we want to see somebody, don't delay. We are in the evenings of our life. All of us are 60 plus. कौन कब उठेगा पता नहीं. So my humble feeling is that, let us not postpone procrastination. Nako, just let us do it. We feel like meeting somebody, go just after the person is gone. No point in writing great obituary and big write up about the person. Let us meet the people when they are still alive. This is exactly my take. So that is why I've started moving around a lot now that the this is over. The restriction with respect to travel come ho gaya hai abhi. So I'm planning to, as I said, I will be in Bombay from 17th to 27th. I do plan to meet a lot of people, and some of them are in the wrong side of 80s, early 90s. So that बाद में दुख नहीं होगा कि यार मैंने किया नहीं, मैंने देखा नहीं. I just want to see people and spread my way of happiness to them. So this is exactly what I was talking about. Don't do anything in a hurry and regret at leisure. इत्मीनान से करो, सोच समझ के करो, but don't dilly dally. It's best, as Gurcharan Das told us, when in doubt, do it. Don't worry about what is the consequence. Yeah, but soch samajh ke. It is not that anything you can do which is completely drastic, which that going to be catastrophic. So especially when it comes to seeing the people or talking good about people, let's do when we are all alive. I mean, like I was talking about Prakash Singh. I mean, बहुत बढ़िया काम कर रहे हैं आप तो. अभी रूबरू बात करने में there is more material than do it sometime in future. So it's good. I mean, I would definitely like to meet up with you when I'm in Mumbai. कभी ना कभी, I'm sure it is going to happen.
Please, please, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
Most welcome.
so this is my take with respect to regret. So life may, if any of you, I mean, now I'll throw the floor open for any of you to talk about any situation that you have encountered where you have done something and regretted, or you could have done something differently. I'm not necessarily talking about projects and customers and that related things. वो तो बहुत सारे हैं वहाँ पे जो learning है, but it's unfortunate that if you apply the same learning from one customer to another customer, it is impossible. So customer in Saudi Arabia has a different culture than a customer in the United States of America. So उस हिसाब से बोल रहा हूँ मैं. So please, who would like to uh, go ahead and share some of your thoughts in this area, especially regarding regret and moving on with life. नीरेन जी, आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
अभी सुनता हूँ पहले.
अच्छा, श्रीधर
आपने बहुत अच्छा बोला.
मैंने अपना तजुर्बा का बयान किया है सिर्फ.
I don't have much to encounter. Normally, I take life as it comes.
Okay.
But there's one thing which I did was wrong at one time, which I could have definitely avoided. Had something to do with my health. That is heart issue. I was in Dubai and I happened to be alone. And it was during Ramadan time. And there was fasting going on around. Although personally, as non-Muslims, we were not restricted, but then still there was some time restrictions in the site.
Understandable.
So I reached home late, and not exactly home. On the way to home, then I thought it is Ramadan time. Night there will be some restrictions and all that thing. And so I had the license and I had to pick up some beer. So I went and I did a foolish thing. I picked up 24 cans of beer.
Which country?
To stack it into my fridge.
This was not in Saudi Arabia, I guess.
No, it is in Dubai. Absolutely in Dubai. And what I did was, because it was with permit we were allowed, or we could go to the bar, and then those days that's not much of a problem. And then when I reached home, I found that I did the most foolish thing of carrying 24 cans. And what happened was, I got my heart attack. And I knew I was having the attack. I could do nothing about it. Although I had stacked the beer in the fridge, I took somebody's help who came over, immediately called for ambulance. In the 6th minute, I was in the hospital and my life was saved. But this was one incident I could have definitely avoided. Maybe I should have taken it lightly with 2 trips instead of one, taking them all of them in one trip. Anyway, I was not avoiding taking beer, but then at least I could have taken 2 trips. These sort of things.
You mean you carried some heavy duty stuff upstairs or something like that?
Yes, we had a lift all right, but then this 24 cans and after fasting, it takes a toll on you. And site work is not so easy, especially on the outside. I was an electrical engineer, so I was all the while on the site. And taking that is quite a thing. But anyway.
They can even put you in jail there, no?
No. I had a license and all that.
That's in Saudi.
South.
Saudi, actually, those people brew. In the house itself, they brew their drinks.
Yeah. So
Otherwise, you don't get. They drive down on Thursday evening to Bahrain, which is just 45 minutes from Dammam.
from Dammam, they come across on the causeway.
Right. So it's 45.
I was in Bahrain for 6 years, so there it was very easy life for us. We could drink on the beach also, so there was not a problem. Lovely beach we had, and
Yeah.
that's what it was. But then, other than that, not exactly. There were no regrets as that. I had more adventurous thing when at least I saw somebody miraculously escaping and all the thing. But then,
No, good.
this is something else.
Thanks, Sridharji. That was very insightful for us. Even these 24 cans of beer can be really heavy, and each one must have been 750 ml or something, or 5.
No, these cans are all normally 350 ml.
350 ml. Okay.
Yeah, those days there are no 500 ml cans are not available.
Okay.
And I had a exclusive because there we used to get Dutch beer, Heineken and Amstel. I had a weakness for Heineken beer, and
So you lived life king style, huh?
not bad, because I had friends like that, and then we had to make the living interesting. And with all my friends around, we had to do that and entertain each other well and enjoy your life. Otherwise, life would have been boring. If I had not died of heart attack, I would have died of boredom if I had not taken it. That was for sure.
That was one thing which people were telling me, because I used to work 16 to 18 hours, especially from say 1998 to 2011. 12, 13 years, it was very hectic work. And I had still not reached my retirement age. I was 55 at that point. And I said that now this far and no further, and I just came out.
Where were you, sir?
In Bangalore. I used to work for Oracle in Bangalore at that time.
Okay.
So I just said that, enough here. People said, what will you do? I mean, I've never seen sunset because I used to reach home very late, travel, all those things happened. But in fact, I never got bored. Not a single day I got bored. Because as 2011 was a very erratic year for me, because on one side, my dad passed away, as I was talking about some time back, but my grandson was born. So, and it was something very mixed kind of a thing. And like the month of May also is a very mixed one, good and not so good things. So, but anyways, it happens, but I never got bored. I really know, I don't know how would Facebook was already there at that point of time. Mails were there.
WhatsApp that can really occupy you. WhatsApp was not there.
Bilkul, mails and Facebook had kept me occupied. Orkut was there at that point. So I was still in touch with some of the school guys with whom I studied. So it was just built on, After that, there has been no looking back. From 2013, it has been absolute bliss, I must say. Well, I'll cut my part. Niran ji, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? Please go ahead.
मुझे कोई खास ऐसा याद नहीं आ रहा है. I was trying to recollect, but कुछ याद तो नहीं खास आ रहा है सर।
अजी यादें रह जाती है और वक्त गुजर जाता है।
बिल्कुल, जिंदगी गुजर जाती है सर।
फूल खिलता भी और खिल बिकर जाता है। सब
या
चले जाते हैं तब दर्द ही रह जाता है।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। अभी तो व्हाट्सएप है ना, तो बहुत कुछ फर्क हो गया जिंदगी में।
हाँ, या यू आर इन टच विद होल लॉट ऑफ पीपल विद एफर्टलेस ईज। सो ऐसे कोई
दुनिया
वाक्य नहीं है जब भी आपको रिग्रेट हुआ या लगा कि यार मैंने कुछ ठीक और कुछ कर सकता था?
पता नहीं, ऐसे कोई विशेष विशेष मेरे दिमाग में अभी बात आ नहीं रही है।
अच्छा अच्छा, नहीं कोई बात नहीं।
हाँ।
ठीक है, सो विल चेक। प्रकाश सिंह जी, आपके पास कुछ है शेयर करने लायक? अनम्यूट अनम्यूट करिए आप पहले। वी कांट हियर यू। हाँ।
Yeah, I can understand.
सर मैं भी
Sir,
बैंगलोर में ही रहता हूँ।
हाँ, ओके, विल कनेक्ट।
या श्योर।
सर रिग्रेट ये है कि मुझे कोई रिग्रेट नहीं है। सच गॉड ब्लेस।
गुड गुड।
had been in a very nice childhood, married to a good girl. I got beautiful, nice children. See, my daughter-in-law is also there. You can see her.
Oh, wow.
Today she has come to the shop, and और बहुत भगवान की बहुत मेहर रही है हर बात पे। जितने हम लोग लायक नहीं है, मैं तो कभी कभी ये सोचता हूँ कि हम उतने लायक नहीं जितना वो हमारे लिए करते हैं।
तो फिर यू हैव टू काउंट योर ब्लेसिंग्स। आपको ब्लेसिंग्स
यस
कम है।
यस यस यस,
तो
जितना करो। हम
आपके
ਉਹ
फर्स्ट
ਬਾਦਸ਼ਾਹ
हम
ਉਹ
तो
ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਨਾ ਕਿ
हाँ,
ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਨ ਵੱਖਰੀ, ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਨ ਵੱਖਰੀ।
सर यही है कि हम लोग कभी कभी बस सुबह अच्छा पाठ कर लेते हैं, ये कर लेते हैं, वो कर लेते हैं, समझते हैं बहुत करते हैं। अरे ये तो सोचो वो सिर्फ आपके लिए क्या नहीं किया है। He has done everything for you. आप उसकी मेहरबानी के सिवा कुछ नहीं कर सकते।
आई थिंक आपका जो सोचने का रवैया तरीका, इट्स रियली रियली कमेंडेबल। क्योंकि आपने फर्स्ट बोले माय रिग्रेट इज दैट आई हैव नो रिग्रेट्स।
आई डोंट हैव रिग्रेट सर।
इट रिमाइंड्स मी ऑफ द डायलॉग, यू नो, वेयर इज मेरा कसूर यही है कि मैं बेकसूर हूँ।
कसूर ही नहीं, कोई कसूर नहीं।
चलो,
ऐसे नहीं है कि कोई गलतियां नहीं हुई होंगी या क्या है, बट यू शुड हैव योर कॉन्शियस जिंदा रख के और आदमी अपने आप को ये करता रहे तो अच्छी
आप
बात।
कहाँ रहते हैं आप सर?
सर मैं बॉम्बे रहता हूँ, मुंबई रहता हूँ और पैदा ही बॉम्बे में हुआ हूँ। मेरे बच्चे भी वहीं पैदा हुए हैं।
तो पंजाब
और
से कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है आपका?
कोई
मतलब वहाँ
कोई
नहीं रहे
कोई
आप?
नहीं जी, कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है। खाली मेरे बेटे की शादी के बाद उनके ससुराल वाले थोड़े बहुत हैं जिनमें पंजाब में, बाकी हमारा कोई नहीं। वी जस्ट गो देयर फॉर दर्शन ओनली। थैंक यू सर सो मच, बट आई वांट टू लिसन टू एवरीवन सर।
certainly, I mean,
हाँ जी, आपसे बहुत कुछ सीखना पड़ेगा।
वैसे बॉम्बे तो एक सी ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी है सर, एक सी ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी।
नहीं, वहाँ पे तो यू कैन लर्न सो मेनी थिंग्स, हाउ टू बी फिट, कैसे चलते गाड़ी में चढ़ के आपको ट्रैवल करना।
सर गाड़ी में चढ़ना उतरना पड़ता ही नहीं, लोग ही चढ़ा देते हैं, लोग ही उतार देते हैं।
तो ये बात है, ये सही है। ओके, सो वी हैव 3 more people. भारती जी हैं, सीता जी हैं, सुशील कुमार जी हैं। Will any of you like to share anything with respect to anything where there was a little bit of regret or any thought where you could have done something differently? Would like to listen to you, भारती जी।
After hearing you,
वीडियो भी कर दीजिए, अच्छा रहेगा।
okay. Yeah. After hearing you, I felt that I should learn many things from you, because as you said, at this particular juncture, you travel so much to meet people, but I am zero in that. But at least through WhatsApp, I still get connected. I met my school friend of 40 years back through WhatsApp, that also through Facebook. और कभी कभी लगता है कि this has made the world too small. मतलब किसी और की पहचान से you return to your roots. और कभी भी कुछ मतलब आई फील दैट हैव डन समथिंग रॉन्ग, आई एम नेवर कभी मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगता है कि मुझे सॉरी नहीं बोलना चाहिए। नो, इंस्टेंटली सॉरी आ जाता है और रिग्रेट भी होता है कि नहीं ऐसा क्यों किया मैं। और द मेन थिंग इज आई डोंट लाइक टू हर्ट पीपल, दैट्स इट। और
वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस, एक्सीलेंट।
भगवान पे आस्था इतनी है कि मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ कि मुझसे किसी को दुख ना पाए, दैट्स इट।
बहुत अच्छी बात है, बहुत अच्छी सोच है, बहुत अच्छी सोच है।
No regrets, and I try that I'll be helpful to whoever needs my help. That's it. I'm connected to 2-3 NGOs, and I see that मुझसे जो बन पड़ता है मैं करती हूँ।
Bharti ji, one question that comes to my mind
जी,
is a great sterling quality not to hurt anybody,
yes,
but the other side is that you cannot please everybody.
yes, very true, very true.
कभी ना कभी कोई ना कोई स्टैंड आपको लेना पड़ता है, जब you will have to take a stance where you have to displease somebody, but how do you handle such situations?
मैं खुद को दुखी बन कर सकती हूँ लेकिन सामने वाले को नहीं, और फिर उसके बाद उनको अवॉइड करना सीख लेती हूँ कि टॉक्सिक पीपल मेरी जिंदगी में नहीं होने चाहिए। उनका दोबारा सामना ना हो, उतना मतलब डिस्टेंस रखना मुझे भगवान शक्ति दे तो ऐसा करती हूँ। अदरवाइज जनरली सबको मतलब आई फील दैट वे, आई डोंट नो व्हाई, कि सबको खुश नहीं रख सकती हूँ, लेकिन आई ट्राई माय बेस्ट, दैट्स इट।
सर, may I add something here, please?
Yes, Prakash ji, please go ahead.
ये इनकी बात जो है ना, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे मुंह की बात उन्होंने बोली है कि मैं अपने आप को हर्ट कर सकता हूँ लेकिन कोई मेरे से हर्ट वो नहीं होता है, लेकिन मैं जो हर्ट हुआ है ना उसको मैं अवॉइड नहीं कर सकता हूँ। इफ आई कम टू नो ये मेरे से नाराज हुआ है तो मैं उसके पास जाऊंगा, उससे बात करूंगा, उसको जब तक राजी नहीं करूंगा तब तक मुझे नींद नहीं आएगी। दिस इज माई नेचर, बिकॉज मुझे पता नहीं क्यों ऐसा लगता है कि, और आप जिसको नाराज करते हो उसके पास खाली जाते हो ना एक बार, राइटली और रॉन्ग, इफ यू थिंक आई एम रॉन्ग आई एम सॉरी, दीज आर द वर्ड्स, इफ यू थिंक आई एम रॉन्ग आई एम सॉरी, उसके मुंह में आंख में पानी आ जाएगा। He just come and hug you, you know. I have seen so many मेरे क्लास में भी सब यही बोलते हैं कि वहाँ पे बहुत कंपटीशन होती है, मेरा नंबर पे।
आप म्यूट हो गए प्रकाश जी, आप म्यूट हो गए।
हाँ, मैंने नहीं किया, वहां से हो गया था। हाँ सर, तो वहाँ पे भी यही बोलते हैं कि तेरी तो आदत ही है, तू अपने आप को दुखी करेगा लेकिन किसी को दुखी नहीं करेगा।
आपकी किस चीज की दुकान है सर? किस चीज की दुकान है आपकी?
सर, हमारी इलेक्ट्रिक की दुकान है और टेलीफोन्स की दुकान है। ये मेरे आइटम्स वगैरह जो हैं, मैं रनिंग दुकान में आपसे बात करता हूँ हमेशा, क्योंकि टाइमिंग आपके हर इसके ये होते हैं 5 और 7। आई एम ऑलवेज ऑन द शॉप व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू।
में है बॉम्बे में कौन सी
लोहार चाल में सर। लोहार चाल इज अ इलेक्ट्रिकल होलसेल मार्केट, इट्स नियर क्राफोर्ड मार्केट, वेरी नियर टू वीटी स्टेशन, CST। Yeah. Lower Chal is very near to, in between Princess Street and this thing, VT.
See the
Prakash ji, I'll try to emulate you. कि अगर मुझसे नाराज हुआ है तो मैं जाके मना लूं उनको।
आप उनसे पूछिए किस बात से नाराज हो, 1 मिनट में आप देखोगे उसके पास कोई बात ही नहीं होगी। वो खुद समझ जाएगा कि मैंने आपको गलत समझा, मैं बेकार में नाराज हुआ।
So the best thing is,
yes,
you should have guts, हिम्मत होनी चाहिए माफी मांगने की।
वहाँ पे ईगो नहीं होना चाहिए, मैं क्यों जाऊँ, मेरा क्या जाता है, छोड़, नहीं बात करता तो जाने दे। अरे क्यों नहीं बात करता है भाई, मेरे में कोई कमी रह गई है, लेट मी नो माय डिफेक्ट्स। मेरे को खुद नहीं पता पड़ता, मेरे को सामने बोलता है तो अच्छी बात है ना।
That's a sterling quality, sir. सच्ची बढ़िया बात की आपने। And ये किसी के पास जाके वापस बात करके उनको मनाना, नहीं,
मैं छोड़ता नहीं हूँ। मेरी घरवाली कभी कभी बोलती है, आप तो जाते हुए कि कांच पकड़ लेते हो, पीछे से पैंट पकड़ लेते हो, अरे जा क्यों रहा है मेरे से पहले बात करके।
Very good. It is a great learning for all of us. कि
नहीं
किसी को मना लो, अगर जो भी हो गलती
सर,
हो।
आप उसके पास जाओगे ना, आपको कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। देखो वो अपने आप उनको नमी आ जाएगी। आप उसको बोलो भाई क्या हुआ, इफ यू थिंक आई वाज रॉन्ग, आई एम सॉरी, दीज आर द गोल्डन वर्ड्स आई हैव लर्न।
The unconditional apology helps actually.
Yeah.
And being truthful and honest also with customer
Yeah.
situations.
It should be from your heart.
Good. Very useful input.
But Mr. Prakash Singh, I want to ask
Yes.
you, if somebody hurts you, how would you react?
नहीं, why will he hurt me? मेरा कोई दुश्मन तो है नहीं। अननोइंगली तो आप उसको अवॉइड कीजिए कि यू नो ही इज डूइंग अननोइंगली। इंटेंशनली तो कोई दुश्मन करता है, दोस्त तो कोई नहीं करता है। और वो तो ये है कि दुश्मन को भी दोस्त बनाओ, तो सिक्की में हमको ये सिखाता है कि दुश्मन को भी दोस्त बनाओ, तो तुम्हारी पूजा पाठ ये वो सब ये है काम किया, वरना नहीं है। भगवान तो बाद में खुश होता है, पहले इंसान को खुश रखना चाहिए।
Poor fellow, he knows not what he is saying करके उसको माफ कर दो ऐसे, it is something. बहुत बढ़िया बात किया आपने सर, ये बहुत अच्छा लगा। सीता जी, you have anything to say? Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. I stopped saying good morning, good evening. I normally say namaste because there's no controversy there.
No, I'll say good morning to you because I know you are from Canada.
Canada, yeah.
Thank you for understanding. I have no regrets.
Wow.
If I regret, the only thing is for the things that I have done unknowingly, which could have hurt people. Normally, life has given me much more than probably I deserve. I can't possibly ask for more. I thought I had planned for some things to go in a certain way, but it went even better than I had planned, including my coming to Canada and my children getting married, and then daughters-in-law are way above what I would have been as a daughter-in-law.
Wow.
My mother-in-law. So I think probably I should have done this for my mother-in-law. While I have no regrets of whatever I have been able to do, I did.
You never know, they may be saying the same about you. We have an excellent mother-in-law.
You are blessed. Sita ji, you are blessed. It's not all.
I'm truly blessed. I'm truly blessed.
So,
From the bottom of my heart, I say, I only think sometimes what I went through, they shouldn't go through.
Yeah, correct.
I keep telling them, wherever possible, I don't want you to make the mistake and then regret later, as I did. Then I'm not ashamed to say that. I did this, yes. I don't want you to feel regretful later. I know you're doing way above what I did. So the only regret is that maybe I could have done better. I did, but I could have done better. So that's the only regret. Otherwise,
that's always there. That scope for improvement is always there.
Room for improvement, yes.
Yes, I did. And then, in fact, touch wood, by God's grace alone, before leaving, I have a feeling that my co-sisters and my brothers-in-law did way more than I did for my in-laws, my parents-in-law. But before leaving,
you are out of the country, no? So you have
for most of the time,
depends on the situation also, no? Depends on the situation.
Yeah, but then I luckily, that's why I said only by Baba's grace, we had to go back from Muscat to India. Those were two very crucial years. When my father-in-law passed away, he fell sick, and he was bedridden for 1 year. During that 1 or 2 years that we stayed in India, I stayed in India rather, he was bedridden.
Oh.
So we were all the time there, and we sent him off very gloriously. And then my mother-in-law was also sick for some time. She also passed away, and we sent her off gloriously. And we finished all that karma in Kashi, Prayag, and everything sometime later. Much to my satisfaction, it was my son who took all of us around, all the, uncles and all those who had to perform the karma. So I can really say I can't ask for more. No son probably in this generation, maybe they are doing it. At least when people say no son does the way he cares for all the uncles also as much as he cares for the parents. He took us all around. He planned the, Kashi Rameshwaram trip, a round trip. And then we all went, finished the karmas, and then came back with such a lot of gratification. When people started saying nobody does these days as much as he is doing, it's not him. His wife is equally that. He doing for his parents probably is not surprising, but my daughter-in-law being equally devoted is a blessing. I would call it a blessing. And she's also young, of this generation. She's quite modern in her thinking and everything, but in spite of it, they're deeply rooted in their, traditions and their value.
Excellent.
Everything that is tradition, everything that is divine, everything that is to do with law of karma. So that is when I feel, what more can I ask for? What more can I ask for? Teasingly, somebody was asking, if God comes and stands in front of you and asks you 3 boons, what will you say? I said, I don't know about the 3 boons. The first boon is that my family should never be unhappy, whether I'm there, whether I'm not there. They should never be unhappy in life, including everyone who's going to be born. So that's the one boon that I can always ask for. So there is no regret as such. Yeah, the only regret is I could have done something more. I could have done something better. The same thing I used to think, like, if I'm going to Canada when I had planned and I got my PR card and things like, I said, oh my God, my mother is old. As long as I was in Muscat, over a phone call, I could arrange ticket and come back because it was 3.5 hours. But if I go to Canada, something happens to my mother, I won't even be able to see at the last moment. Even this was taken care of. I resigned my job and I was waiting for serving my notice period. When suddenly one evening, my husband calls and says, your mother passed away. So evening, it was 6 o'clock Sunday, and then immediately I called the airport. Nobody responded. I just picked up what was available, one passport and a couple of things. No, not even money. I didn't even have money. I just called a taxi. I went. It was around 7 o'clock when I reached. 9:30 was the flight. I said, it's an emergency. I have to leave. I didn't have anything, honestly. I don't know with what guts I went to the airport. I just went. And then 9:30 flight, I didn't get. 11 o'clock. He said, okay, it's an emergency. There is a death. So there is always a provision made, I believe, for such cases. 1 or 2 seats are always reserved. I just boarded the 11 o'clock flight. He gave me 11 o'clock flight. And I landed in the morning. I saw her going. Oh. I saw her before she left, and then she went. And the immediate next day, I had to come back. So, I mean, what could have been regretful turned out to be not regretful at all. I would have never forgiven myself for choosing my career when I was outside if I couldn't see my mother at the last moment. So everything happened.
What were you doing? What were you doing in Muscat?
I was teaching at the university. The Muscat, I was teaching in Dhofar University as an assistant professor.
Oh.
So, yeah. So that was a time when I couldn't get away even for a day. But my dean was good enough to give me permission to leave for 1 day to see my mother off. Wow. And then I came back the next day. I couldn't even stay for the 10th day. So everything was done, but at least I could see her go rather than doing something after she leaves.
Great decision.
So yeah, it was a blessing. Today, when I come to think of it, yes, it's only God who has made it. Yes.
And appreciate the support given by the family. I mean, your husband, to ensure that you...
Definitely. That's why I said everything worked out better than I had planned. I didn't plan anything. He planned for me. That's it. God has planned everything for me till today. So had I been in Canada, probably I wouldn't have been able to make it. 14 hours, and there is no guarantee I'll get the ticket. There is no guarantee there is a flight. So everything, fell in place. Yes. So today I'm able to live without guilt because I saw them go.
True.
I saw them go. Yes, that's one satisfaction that gives me, a peace of mind today.
Okay, so sounds very good. And then I think the values you have inculcated in the Gen Next also comes out
Oh.
clear, because that is the way your son has taken care of so much.
He does even till today, sir. He
So
does it.
that's
Touch
what
wood. Touch wood. He
that's
does
what
till
values you have
today.
inculcated. You know, I mean, it comes in.
I can't take the credit. There is something called their own nature, their own karma that is brought. So
Sure.
rather than saying I inculcated, this is inherently in him.
It's also upbringing, because it plays a role. You know, the way you.
I tried what I could.
We
That's it.
always do our best for our generation.
Yes. Basically, children are what they are, and I'm proud. I can say proudly, yes, they are. They are the way I wanted them to be. That is fine. My daughters-in-law are the way I wanted them to be, which is a big thing. Let's show you my daughter-in-law. I was just talking about you. Hello. How are you?
Yeah, we can listen to some
She is
glorious
one of my
tribute.
daughters-in-law. She is a tower of strength. They are a tower of strength for me, sir. So she's the one I'm talking about. How are you?
We are good. We are good. Enjoying our evening of our lives.
Awesome.
Great.
Wonderful. Your mother-in-law has been giving a lot of high-ended praises for you. So it really sounds.
Oh, blessed.
Blessed.
I was just talking to them about what you are and what I am blessed with.
Absolutely. We are all count our blessings. Undoubtedly, we need to do that from time to time. Nice.
I can even, if I
Yeah.
can take a couple of minutes more, I can even say she is responsible. I give it to her for bringing music back into my life. She
Oh,
pushed me
lovely.
to join the seniors, have talent. Otherwise, I would never have had the courage to start singing after 25 years. She is
Wow, nice.
So good.
Let's hear a song. Let's hear a song.
Excellent contribution.
Sorry?
Let's hear her.
Let's hear her.
My song, right? I have a very bad throat right now.
Okay, her, your mother-in-law.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Let's hear it. Come on.
What shall I sing? Anapatna?
Hindi.
Okay. Yeah. Hindi. I'm more comfortable with Hindi, yes. Oh, Sajna. Oh, Sajna. बरखा बहार आई रस की पुहार लाई आँखियों में प्यार लाई ओ सजना बरखा बहार आई रस की पुहार लाई आँखियों में प्यार लाई Oh, Sajna.
This is Sadhana. Which movie? Sadhana, no? Gapan.
No, this is Parak from movie Parak.
Yeah.
Salil
Very
Chaudhary.
beautiful song.
Yeah, beautiful song. Yeah. Lovely. Thank you so much, Sita ji. बहुत अच्छा लगा.
Thank you, sir.
सुशील कुमार जी, आप बिगिनिंग से हैं, आप कुछ पेश करना चाहेंगे? आप अनम्यूट कर लीजिए अपने आप को. यू आर म्यूटेड. हाँ, सुशील कुमार जी खो गए? नहीं है. वो म्यूट करके वीडियो भी अनम्यूट कर लो आपका. Okay, while Sushil Kumar ji is kind of dabbling with his keyboard, can I ask Mr. Tamban Nair if you have something to say regarding your experience with regrets or no regrets?
Sir, I wanted to add something here, sir.
हाँ जी बोलिए.
सर, मैडम ने जो बात कही ना कि बहू की बात,
जी
एक्चुअली जब आपके घर में बहू आए ना, तो बहू नहीं आती है, किसी की बेटी आती है, वो आपकी बेटी है. वंस यू ट्राई टू उसको अपनी बेटी से जैसी सम्मान दो, आप जब भी आती है कोई बेटी तो बोलते हैं ये एडजस्ट नहीं करती है। अरे वो अपनी सारी दुनिया छोड़ के तुम्हारे पास आई है।
सही बात
ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी यू हैव टू एडजस्ट विथ हर।
एग्जैक्टली।
हमने तो अपनी बहू को ऐसे ही रखा है, जैसे मेरी एक बेटी है दिल्ली में है और मेरी बहू भी दिल्ली से है, तो वो आती है तो हम लोग ने तो उसका पेट नेम जो उसके माँ बाप बुलाते थे गुड्डू, हम लोग आज तक उसको गुड्डू ही बुलाते हैं। और उसको इतना प्यार दो कि बच्ची को भी शायद नहीं दिया हो, क्यों
बहुत
नहीं आपकी बनेगी।
बिल्कुल
मैं
बिल्कुल सही
मुझे तो अपनी शादी के दिन की बातें याद है। मैं उसकी माँ को बोला था भी रो रही है तू तो पागल है पागल, क्योंकि तू तो फायदे में लौटने वाली तू पहली है, तू तो मेरा बेटा ले रही है, मैं तेरी बेटी ले रहा हूँ। ऑन द कंट्री तू फायदे में, मैं फायदे में नहीं हूँ, और तू जब बोलेगी मैं तेरे को, जिस दिन बोलेगी तेरे को इसको बेच दूंगा, लेकिन उस दिन मैं खुश होऊंगा जब मैं इसको बोलूँ और वो बोले ना पापा मैं पापा को छोड़ के नहीं जाऊंगी।
हाँ हाँ ये बात है।
एंड दैट इज अ रिजल्ट यू सी। फैमिली जो है ना वो स्वर्ग है, ये स्वर्ग आपको यहीं निभाना है, ऊपर के स्वर्ग को तो हमने नहीं देखा है।
सही
जब
है।
तक आप अपने अपने बहू को अपना नहीं मनाओगे तब तक घर।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, घर सारा संसार है वैसे।
हाँ जी हाँ।
हाँ सुशील कुमार जी, आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
हाँ हाँ, मुझे बचपन की एक छोटी सी घटना याद आ रही है।
हाँ जी।
मैं उस समय मैं आई वाज अप्रोक्सीमेटली 10 to 11 years old।
हाँ हाँ।
तो उन दिनों मैं कलकत्ता में रहता था। तो कलकत्ता से मेरी मदर एवरी ईयर बॉम्बे जाती थी अपने मदर और अपने ब्रदर्स से मिलने के लिए
जी।
फॉर 15-20 days और 1 month। तो एक दिन उनको दिन की ट्रेन पकड़नी थी, अर्ली मॉर्निंग में वो उठ के अपना सब लास्ट फिनिशिंग पैकिंग वगैरह कर रही थी। तो उसी रूम में हम लोग भी सोए हुए थे, मैं मेरी सिस्टर। तो इट वाज अप्रोक्सीमेटली 5 AM इन द मॉर्निंग। अचानक मेरी आंख खुली और मैंने देखा मदर सामने अपना मैंने थोड़ा सा लास्ट फिनिशिंग टच दे रही है और मैं नींद में ही उठा, आंख खुली हुई लाल एकदम। मैंने कहा मैं हूँ हनुमान, वो ड्रीम में।
अरे वाह।
मेरी मदर क्या है कि हमेशा भजन बहुत गाती थी, तो वो बस उसी का इम्प्रेशन था। मैंने कहा मैं हूँ हनुमान, हाँ मैं ही हूँ। तो मदर एकदम बिल्कुल चौंक गई बिल्कुल। उन्होंने मेरी नींद खुलने के बाद बताया कि ऐसा हुआ था। हाथ जोड़ा उन्होंने, बोलिए। मैंने कहा मेरा एब्सेंट तो नहीं होगा कि तुम जा रही हो बॉम्बे, वहां पर तुम मेरे को याद रखोगी ना? तो हाथ जोड़ा उन्होंने, कहा कि नहीं, मैं कभी नहीं भूलूंगी। हाँ ठीक है। हाथ जोड़ा उन्होंने, फिर उन्होंने बताया कि मैं सो गया वापस। एक सवा घंटा बाद में जब उठा तब उन्होंने बताया कि ऐसे ऐसे हुआ था। तुम उठे नींद में ही, उठ के मेरे को रिमाइंड किया एज हनुमान। तो बोले कि नहीं, बोले आज तो बोले कि मेरी यात्रा बहुत शुभ रहेगी। सुबह सुबह हनुमान जी इनडायरेक्ट वे में आए और मुझे याद दिलाया। वो इतनी रिलीजियस थी, उनका एवरीडे 4 और 5 आवर्स पूजा और भजन में ही बीतता था उनका। तो और इतनी काइंड और हेल्पफुल थी। तो वो जो संस्कार मिले वो हम लोगों को जिंदगी भर गाइड करते रहे कि वी हैव टू बी वेरी हेल्पफुल टू एवरीवन। आज वो नहीं है। हम तो मैं तो अपने बेटे के साथ भाई बेंगलोर में रह रहा हूँ। तो वो उनकी वो उस समय की वो जो वो गाइडेंस थी वो है कंटिन्यूअस कि वी हैव टू बी वेरी काइंड एंड हेल्पफुल टू एवरीवन। और आप लोगों से मिले, आप लोगों से मिलना हुआ तो इतना अच्छा लगता है।
ये तो सीनियर्स टुडे का कमाल है, हम लोग को सब एक प्लेटफॉर्म में और एक रूफ के नीचे लेके आए हैं वो लोग ने। सीनियर्स टुडे प्लेड अ मेजर रोल इन आवर लाइव्स इन दिस स्टेज।
बिल्कुल। और आप जो ये प्रोग्राम कंडक्ट करवा रहे हैं, ये इतना अच्छा लगता है। रियली फीलिंग so much thankful to you.
We have to thank seniors today for doing all this.
हाँ। आप अभी कहाँ रह रहे हैं?
I am in Bangalore, Baswangudi.
आप बेंगलोर में हैं क्या?
जी
आप
बिल्कुल।
बेंगलोर में कौन सी एरिया में रहते हैं सर?
Baswangudi नियर जनरल।
अच्छा। मैं रहता हूँ बेलंदूर में।
हाँ, बेलंदूर के पास ही मेरी बेटी रहती है।
अच्छा अच्छा.
How did
I stay in Shobha City, Hegde Nagar, but I'll be moving to Prestige Augusta.
Oh, okay. Okay, Chamban Nair ji, you have anything to say?
बोलिए. You have asked me whether I have got any regrets, isn't
Yeah.
it? Frankly speaking, I never had a occasion to be so.
Excellent, yeah. I think I'm very lucky to meet people like you who have no regrets in life. And
Because the thing is, as the madam was putting it, I never did anything knowingly or unknowingly which hurts anybody. I have made it as a policy from childhood onwards. Because I can take sufferings, but I don't want to make others suffer. That was my idea from, time immemorial. So much so that I never had any argument. I say while I was in the schools, sometime I just tried how much I can, how much strength I have. And I quarreled with my fellow mate, and I failed. I knew that I cannot, anytime, next time, if I argue with somebody and I will not be in a position to fight with him. I knew for myself. So I thought it is well and better that keep away from struggles for others as well as struggle for self. So whenever I talked, if at all I talked something, in a angry voice or so, I add a sentence of for a smile. That means if I just say I show a little anger or something like that to anybody, then I will soothe that action, this one with another kind words. Don't take it, don't take it, okay, it is okay, like that. So that has been my, I am taught like that because whenever you are, going to temples and other discourses and all, you act to be like that only. So I am well, with my parents and everyone, and whoever came to my, my side, they were all good. I have lesser people, those who argued or made me angry or something like that. So I keep it in mind that I will not hurt anybody. That was my first decision. And that is why I started singing songs and all. Yeah, that was my I am not a, I have not learned music at all. But I have heard it from my neighborhood.
Music is a stress buster, so it's a good thing.
So I am happy that because when S.B. Balasubramanian was there, he never learned music in the starting. Like that, I thought I can also sing. But the only plus point is that once I hear, once or twice, I hear a song, I can remember all those lines.
Oh, okay.
So at that time, say when I was studying in the 8th standard, I had by mistakenly, I took some phosphorus in my hand during my class hours, and my hands burned. And so I have to keep phosphorus in my hand and all, and phosphorus and some medicines, and I don't have. It was paining. Then my neighbor has had that gramophone, that 3-box gramophones, and they were playing old songs and all, very old songs. Then I heard that Chandan Sabadan song.
You mentioned last time, yeah.
Yeah. Ever since I was hearing music, and music is my food.
Excellent. It's oxygen.
And somebody, while I was studying in the college, somebody wrote to me in my autograph, if music is your food of love, give me the excess of it.
Oh, good statement.
So almost most of the Hindi songs are by heart for me. I didn't see the
That's a
movies
great
at all.
advantage you have over others.
No,
Then
I
you can
didn't see.
actually emote. You can emote and sing because you know the
Yeah,
line.
yeah. That is because I heard most of the songs are that of Raj Kapoor,
Yeah,
and
okay, she was last time.
I ardently I am not just, you cannot just say fan. I am just immersed into it like that.
Excellent, excellent.
So,
One point you made.
only in the late hours only I am hearing, I mean, seeing the small part of it in the movies. But I'm a craze for movies later. I saw most of the Hindi films. So also so many English movies. I joined the Syndicate Bank in Bombay, Nariman Point. And there I got all the opportunities to hear so many, I mean, that performing arts. I used to go there nearby.
No, LPG.
And there I heard Gazelles and others. And I had the opportunity to listen to Mukesh's music, Mukesh's orchestra one day.
Wow.
Another time, M.S. Vishwanathan's music. Those were very good days. And I don't, repent because I have not done something like that to repent.
I think one point you made about the aggression, I mean, how you would actually manage a situation. I mean,
Yeah.
You can be assertive but not aggressive, between
Yeah. I never went aggressive in my whole life.
Yeah, but you can be still assertive. You can be assertive and not aggressive.
Yeah. That is, I mean, so I can be always calm. Even if anything happens nearby, I can be calm in my heart of my hearts. Okay?
Very
So,
good.
and my music, this one went on. 3 times I sang Chandan Sabhadan in Bombay. I got first place.
Yeah, you mentioned last time.
That also I mentioned the last time.
Yeah, I remember. Very nice.
And in last time, 4 years back, my son was in Pune, and I went there and sung in an orchestra, MOM. There also they gave me a certificate.
Very good. So it's good to be motivated at every point, regardless of age.
And I was saying, I mean, that old songs are all by heart for me. Whichever song you may say, I can be in a position to sing a few lines of it.
I'm sure you are really blessed for that matter. I mean, we struggle here with the lines and you have to note down all the...
Mannade, Mukesh Rafi, and Hemant Kumar, and
that generation, Talat Mahmood and all.
Yeah.
Great, Tambal sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, giving me an opportunity to talk this much.
No, this is a forum for us to talk.
Yeah.
Govindji, you have anything to say with respect to the topic that on regret?
You mean regret?
Regret. We are talking about regrets in life.
Yes, I wish I hadn't retired.
Oh.
That's the only regret. But then the problem is, when I came back from Egypt, I was there for good 38 odd years.
Wow.
Came back here. Well, the environment wasn't all that great in India, and there are a lot of risk factors involved. So all my friends and relatives advised me not to, invest and just relax. And that is what I'm doing. And I simply love singing. Whenever I feel, sad or something, I just go to my room up there. I have a karaoke set. I sing my heart out for a couple of hours.
That's great, actually. When your chips are down, you just go sing some Talat in Blue Mood or That's Bare Nagme of Mohammad Rafi.
And like these guys were saying, these two gentlemen, even the third one, the Sardarji, never to hurt somebody and always try to help people and all that. And I remember as a kid, I always remembered this song, which is quite an inspiration, you know, for all of us, for all Indians, I believe. किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का
किसी का
दर्द
दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना इसी का नाम है. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
If you listen to the song just once every day, I don't think you will ever think of hurting anybody.
Beautiful, beautiful song and beautiful lyrics. And you know, again, the concept of sharing and making others happy comes in. Very, very nicely written.
Another beautiful song comes to my mind is of Kishore Kumar. प्यार बांटते चलो, प्यार बांटते चलो, हे प्यार बांटते चलो, प्यार बांटते चलो, क्या हिंदू क्या मुसलमान, हम सब है भाई भाई, प्यार बांटते चलो, प्यार बांटते चलो. है तो रहमान तुम हो, ये है करतार तुम हो, नाम कुछ भी मगर सबसे पहले, वो सबसे पहले तो इंसान हो. नन्हे शहजादों कल के तुम नेता हो, तुम पे हमने क्या क्या उम्मीदें लगाई, प्यार बांटते चलो,
प्यार बांटते चलो. Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Music is contagious, sir. सब गाने लगते हैं.
हो जाता है.
सब गुनगुनाने लगते हैं.
बहुत बढ़िया. We have a couple of people who joined, Mr. Shankar and also Jagdish. Archana, do we have time?
Yes, sir, we can talk.
Okay. So Shankar ji, would you like to share something? Yes.
Yeah, first and foremost, a very good evening to the entire Seniors Got Talent group.
Good evening.
It's been a wonderful journey since joining this group. But I have not been very actively participating all this while because of certain personal compulsions. But yes, as Insan, probably we are talking about in today's evenings, the topic is on not hurting and generally living life the way it comes through. Yes, there's something which I'd like to certainly share, very personal to me with the entire group. When we talk about song and how it really motivates us and how it really keeps us going, I had a very unfortunate personal tragedy in my life when I lost my wife last year. And that was the time actually this Senior Got Talent and a few of my other ex-official friends group, music group, really came in so handy. Friends, let me tell you one thing. There has been probably one of the most empowering and anchoring moments which happened. Because whatever life throws at you, whatever life throws at us, okay, how we remain rooted, for that we need some anchor. And music, I find, is probably the most powerful one. I tried some instrument music. I tried my hand at painting. I tried my hand at doing some carpentry work. But while I indulge in all of them, but the most empowering and the most satisfying thing is when I am with friends and having some music around. Rather just taking a little one more song. Govind ji ne abhi jo दो बहुत बढ़िया गाने बताए थे. एक और जो मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है, which I always think that again it's a very what I can say, it's an energizing one. It's that चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले जहाँ गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो बस प्यार पले ऐसे गगन के तले. That's something I always feel I always feel very, very motivated, and I always feel extremely nice about it after I sing this song. And this and a few of these other ones, like you said, like, Kisi Ke Muskurahat and all.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Because we all go through our ups and downs in life. We all face, late because just half an hour back I got a call from a lady who is somewhere around 85. Okay. And she's distantly known to me. Our kids are known to me. And she gives a call, and suddenly, though she has been staying with her daughter all these years in Chennai, she gives a call. She says, Shankar, do one thing. You take me with you. I want to come and stay with you for some time. I want to change. I want to break from this place. Now, the thing is, it's not that the children are ill-treating or whatever it is. But yes, as age goes by, there are certain stuff in today's life compulsions. Something is triggering. And if you are able to be someone to whom anybody can reach, at those moments of emotional weakness, those moments of when they feel vulnerable, and even if you don't think about it, but just listening itself gives a great amount of solace and the thing. So then he said, okay, I'll certainly come to you. I'm right now in Coimbatore. I'll certainly come and meet you. Come on, don't be down and all. He said, Acha sir, even then I'm a South Indian. Then suddenly she asked me to sing one old song in Tamil. She said, you I'm nothing. You just sing a song for me. I'll feel good. Okay, till you come here and meet me and take me with you. Okay, just sing me a song. An 80-year-old lady.
Wow.
I really put it in tears, but yes, those are the news thoughts share with the group.
I think you are an excellent sounding board for her,
And that's it. Yeah, I mean, somewhere touch people's life, which matters, and if you are able to be in the time of need for anyone, probably the life's purpose is met.
Excellent.
That's what I see it as.
That's an excellent share, Shankar. Thank you so much for being there.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
जगदीश जी, आई थिंक आप बहुत देर आए पर दुरुस्त आए हैं, तो अगर यू हैव सम टाइम ऑन हैंड बिफोर वी क्लोज, वी वुड लाइक टू लिसन टू यू. जगदीश बुदलियार जी. He was the winner of season 1, if I recall right. Well, I'm not sure if he is around. So before we wind up, I just wanted to make an announcement that 17th of August, season 8 of Seniors Today, Seniors Have Talent is starting. So I think it's all our duty to spread the word around so that 60 plus people who have time on hand, some of them, many of them for that matter, can invest their time fruitfully, be part of this group, compete with people. While I would say competition is good, comparison is not good. So I would definitely love all of us to spread the word around and get more and more people into this forum, so that I think we would give something back to the system, and we can probably make a small difference in the lives of people. This is exactly what I would like to conclude this with.
Very true, sir. Very true. Right.
Season 8 is not far off. Another couple months, August 17th. So just tap all your friends who would love music and who have been avoiding to sing in public. This is a forum. It's a safe space for communication and singing. Please go ahead and let's get as many people into our family and spread happiness around. Thank you so much.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so very much. And thank you, Archana ji, for being the anchor for all the stuff. For bringing us all of us together. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
you
you.
everyone for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Archana ji. Thank you, Laxman sir. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Yeah.